What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on Buysellcars TV. I just bought an Audi TTS for an insane price of £2,500 on the hammer price. I'm actually buzzing for this car. I've got so many plans for it. It is a high mileage car. It has done 130,000 miles and there could be an issue with this engine, but we're going to get into all of that very shortly with the report on the car. So without further ado, let me show you this cheap high mileage Audi TTS. So let me give you a quick walk around on the exterior of the car to show you how it looks. On first impressions, it actually isn't too bad. One of the plus points I like is it has got Pirelli tyres, both on the front and the rear, and they're all in pretty good condition. Not a big fan of this TTS logo down there, but it's only a sticker, so I think we should be able to take that off. It may have had some previous repair done on the door. It does look a little bit, I don't know, it looks like there is a little bit of a ripple, especially in the center of the door there, but it is an older car. You're gonna have to expect these kind of things. Going around the front of the car, usual things to expect really, stone chips on the bonnet, but it is as you'd expect on something of the age of this car. Headlights, etc., they could do with a little bit of polishing up to bring them up to a better standard, but it could just be a bit of dirt, I don't know. No, they definitely need a bit of polishing up. Going down the passenger side, how are we looking? To be honest, it looks absolutely fantastic on this side, considering this is most likely the cheapest Audi TTS in the UK, if not the world. £2,500 bid price, plus a little bit of fees. I'm actually in shock, even over at the back as well. I love the quad exhaust that you get on the S models. But that's the exterior. Let's check the inside, let's check the interior, then we'll get on to starting the car. So, having a quick glance on the interior, it is a nice place to be. Definitely these cars have aged very well. It honestly does remind me of an R8. It is so similar to when I had my old R8. The seats, I think they're exactly the same. Steering wheel is the same. Center console, such as like the climate control, that's all the same. Even the door cards, very similar to an R8. Door handles, it really does look like a baby R8. And another nice thing to see on this car, we've got the Navigation Plus. Even though it's old, probably will be a bit crap to use, but it's a nice optional extra to see on the car. We've also got a Bose sound system as well. Very good. That was the top stuff to go for back in the day, especially with Audis. In terms of the condition of the seat, there is some wear to the bolster, as you'd expect. More so on this side over here, you can see a bit of cracking and a bit of fading. The sagginess you see there, that is very normal for TT seats. I had a TT back in the day as well, a long time ago, and that had the same issue. So it is what it is. Not too concerned about that. The rears, you're not going to fit an adult behind here, but the rear seats do still look like they are in very good conditions. But overall, I think this Audi interior with the color combination, red with the black and the black car on the exterior, it's a nice looking car. But let's get on with the important bit. Let's check the water, check the oil, and get this car started, because that is the thing I'm worried about, because this engine is meant to be tapping according to their essential check report. So we've got a red cover. I don't think that's standard, is it? I'm pretty sure that is not something which is standard. So don't know how I feel about that, if this is going to be a highly modified car underneath here, but having a quick scoot around, I can't see any major concerns at this moment. It is a bit tricky to see with all the lighting, but does seem pretty dry. Coolant level is a tad bit too high, but I'd rather it be high than too low. Just going to take the dipstick out as well and check that oil. All right, let me give it a wipe. Pop that back in. Give it a couple of seconds to do its thing. All right, let's have a look. So, it is right on the minimum, to be honest. All right, let's jump in now and do what you've all been waiting for. Get this car started and see if we have a tappy engine. So let's give it a go. Let the ignition do its thing. Foot on brake. Just make sure the music is off. All right, let's go for it. And that engine, to me, does not sound tappy one bit at all. Have I just bought the cheapest TTS in the country with no mechanical issues? It does seem that way at the moment. I am so happy, buzzing on what a bargain I've potentially just bought. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. I'm gonna let the car warm up, get it to temperature, move the car forward and backwards as well, just to make sure we've got no issues with the gearbox, because S-tronic gearbox, we know they are prone to have issues as well. But so far, so good. So while we wait for the car just to warm up a little bit, let's go through a bit of the paperwork on the car. The biggest positive for me to buy this car was that the last owner, the guy has owned it since 2015. He's had it for nearly 9 years, which is a good sign when someone's had a car in long-term ownership. And because of the type of car this is, you would like to think it has been looked after. And it looked from the outside completely original, apart from the little TTS logo which is put on the side. But this car has obviously had previous owners. It's had 4 previous keepers before that. So being a sports car, people will modify it. But my gut just told me this car has been owned by someone who's kept this car standard and probably looked after it. So that's a really good positive when it comes to the ownership. Now, service history, this is where things get a little bit interesting. So it hasn't got any services dated or miles put down from after 2014. So prior to that, it's got 2014, 2013, 2013, 2012, 2012, 2011, 2010, and then 2009. So it's got good service history up until 2014, which would have been when this guy bought this car. Now, I don't know if this is the case. I can't prove it, unfortunately, but I will try and get in contact with the owner of this car. But someone who's had this car for 9 years and probably would have paid top money for this car 9 years ago, it's likely that they would have serviced this car. So I will try and reach out to the previous owner, maybe send him a letter to see if there is any more information on the service book. Now, where things get interesting on this car, and it was a bit of a risk, bit of a gamble, is that you can see on the essential check report the engine running was marked yellow. And if you look at the notes below, it said the engine is tapping. So that could mean we could turn up here and the car sounds like a bag of nails potentially, and they've covered themselves. But because this is a TFSI engine, and I've had quite a few of them as personal cars in the past, I've actually had a 2-litre TFSI TT, not a TTS, but same sort of engine. I know these cars can be a bit tappy, and it's normal. It is absolutely normal for these engines to have a little bit of a tappy noise, especially as the miles get on. So that was another reason for why I wanted to go for this car. And I thought I'll use that to my advantage, because it might scare some people off as it's a sports car with an engine running issue. But that is why I still took the risk on buying this car. There is only one thing which I have noticed pop up on the dash. There is an airbag light pop on, so we'll have to get that plugged in once we get back. But anyway, the car has now got to temperature, so let's get out of here, let's jump on the road, take this car for a drive and head back home. Okay, so let's get going out of the auction. I'll turn the AC down and keep the windows open because I don't want it to be too noisy, but it is absolutely baking in this car. I can't lie, I am really nervous because, you know, a sports car coming through We Buy Any Car, even if it is out long-term ownership, people do just send their broken cars to We Buy Any Car because they can try and, you know, hide things or whatever. So I'm hoping we don't have any major mechanical issues, but to be fair, I got this car so bloody cheap, so even if I need to spend some money on this car, so be it, because this car is for the channel. I'm going to be doing plenty of content on it, and that's what we're going to get into right now. So let's just pull out onto the main road and see what we're working with. Seems to be pulling away fine. Let's give it a little half throttle. Oh yeah. Oh my God. This car is sick. This car is sick. Oh my God. Such little money, but gives you so much satisfaction with a car. Oh my God. You know, I'm going to turn around and drive up that road again. Let's try manual mode. Let me just close the window so it doesn't get too noisy. Right. Let's go second gear. Let's give it a little pull. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is sick. What the hell? Honestly, this is the best £2,500 I've ever spent. Oh my God. How was this £2,500? What the hell? How was this £2,500? Oh my God. I don't want to get too ahead of myself because, like I said, we still do have a long drive back, but it seems okay. The gearbox seems fine. The engine sounds amazing. Let me calm down and let me tell you what the plan is with this car. I want to modify this car. I want to remap it. I want to put a crazy exhaust system on this car, take it on a dyno, see what power we're working with. And I also would like to take this car to a drag strip, even potentially on a track day. So there's loads of things I want to do with this car. I have purely bought this car for the channel and for me to have a bit of fun with, buying a bargain sports car, modifying it, and seeing how much power we can get out of it and how much fun we can have whilst doing all of this on a small budget. So that is the plan for this car on the channel. If you've got any ideas, guys, just comment down below and let me know what you'd like to see on the TTS. But I'm over the moon with this car. It brings back so many nice memories of when I used to have a TT, and genuinely I feel like I am in a baby R8. So that is the plan with this car on the channel. I hope you have enjoyed today's video, and I hope you will continue to enjoy this segment with this car on the channel. So if you do want to see the whole series with what's going to be happening to this car and all the plans with it, don't forget to smash up that subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you have enjoyed this video, smash up that like button as well. And like I said, comment down below if you have got any brilliant ideas for what I can do to this car on the channel. But on that note, guys, I'm going to end this one here. Thank you so much again for watching, and I'm going to see you on the next one. Take care, guys.